Hi, good morning. It's the 11th of November 2019, and we are going to be going through the pairs for this week. So, starting with the Aussie Canadian dollar, we have our highs identified, we have our lows. The market pushed up bullish, and even if we are going to continue going up, we know the market moves in waves, right? So, if I'm expecting a correction or a continuation, that's why I'm playing it safe. I can't say if it's going to correct or if it's going to just continue to push up. What I do see when I go to the 4 hour is that the market is making lower highs. So that tells me that for now at least we should be bearish. So then if these are the lows here that the market has been, as you can see for the whole of last week, the market was unable to close below this area. If we do close below this area, that's a good sign for this market to be bearish. Alright, so if that's the case, then we could see this market doing something like this. Fall, correcting, finding resistance, and then continuing to go bearish. So that's what I'll be looking to do for the Aussie CAD this week. Aussie JPY last week, again, and this is why I use this. Last week, I spoke about the market going to fall or to break below this low, right? The market pushed bullish and this never happened, right? So this never happened, so we never entered a trade. We didn't lose any money. We weren't wrong on this trade. The market just went in the opposite direction to our plan. This week, I am expecting the same thing. Based on where we're at, I do expect this market to fall. What I need to see is this market to correct. So I'm going to need, let me see. I want something like this. Same exact game plan, just for the market to do it from the higher price now. So based on where we're at, if we break below here, we're going to correct and then continue to fall. Same thing here, Aussie Swiss franc, the market did push a bit higher. So what I am going to do, this is our trend line. Now the market has broken our trend line. So again, we just took out this low here. Let me move this. I want to put this down here, and then the game plan becomes the same, guys. We simply want this market to do this across here. If we could close below this low, then we'd have the market ready to fall, and we'll know that we're not going to stay in this direction. Good, something like this. Let me delete the rest. Good, so this is what I'm looking for this week. I'm simply looking for this market to break below the set of lows here. We already broke the trend line, break below the lows, pull back, and then go. Or if we do correct, making a lower high up on this side here, something like this, and that's what I'll be looking for this week. Aussie New Zealand dollar, last week we were looking for this market to hold here. It did not, it went up. So let me get rid of this. And again, if we sold this one, you would have gotten stopped out, but we didn't really have an entry here. We never had a U-turn. So now that this market did this, let's see what the market is doing. This is a high, this is a lower high. So for me to sell, I want a new lower high, and then I'll be able to sell this market. So let this market go up, correct, after a push down. We should expect the market to go up first, and then we should fall. Good, Aussie US dollar did what we expected last week. As you could see, we wanted the market to pull back, form a high, and then fall. It pulled back again a second time, forming a double top here, and then the market fell. So for this week, I just want some continuation on this. I want the market to correct and fall again, just like we said it was going to do last week. And they should stay bearish until the market takes out the highs or starts making higher highs. Alright, CAD Swiss franc. CAD Swiss franc, we had two game plans. Based on where the market was, we said the market was going to fall first and then correct, or it was going to pull back and then fall, which is exactly what it did. The market pulled back, forming a crown, the right tip of the crown right here, and then now we see the market fall. So based on that, simply the game plan is the same. I want a correction. Now it might be this deep. We might get something like this. You know what? I'm just showing. So you all will know, when I draw this here, I'm not saying that the market is going to pull back to this exact price point. I'm just mapping out the direction. Sometimes it's deeper, sometimes it's shallower, sometimes it comes exactly to the price point. But this is what we're looking for this week, a continuation of bearish movement on the CAD Swiss franc this week based on what we're seeing in front of us right now. CAD JPY, same thing. This one played out nicely. I said we wanted a double top formation for the market to fall, and the market did exactly that, and now it's falling. So all we want now is a continuation, a correction, and then continuation of the market falling. Swiss franc JPY, no change. We're still in the sideways range, so we still need the market to break out for us to enter. Euro Aussie was another nice one where the market did exactly what we expected. Fell, corrected, and then pushed down, and now we are correcting again. So let's do this. Current market setup. We're back at this high here right now. If we hold here, this could be a nice little rejection based on this bearish move. Alright, so I'm looking for a rejection here, a U-turn, bearish candlestick formation in this area. That will get me in selling, and then the market could go its direction. EuroCAD, similarly, we wanted this to correct first. It did not correct, it just continued to fall. But based on where we're at right now, this is back at this high, and we do seem to be holding here, so we might get the market to push down bearish from here. So look for some bearish setups again. This is the forward chart, so you know the candles close every 4 hours. So let's see how the next forward candle closes, and then we'll know. Last week we were expecting this to break below this support. It finally did it. So now that we are here, I'm going to be looking for something like this, a correction, and then we should start selling off this market. Let's see. Something just like this. Fall, correct, reject, hold at resistance, and then the market should be falling bearish. Euro pound broke out of the resistance. So I was expecting bullish, and this is why I wait. I was expecting bullish, but the market went sideways and broke out. Now I'm not ready to start selling yet, because a lot of times the market will give us a false breakout and then come right back up like this. But if the market is going to stay bearish, we should expect a correction and then a fall. So this is where I want to sell. I don't want to sell the breakout. I want to sell the retest just in case this is a false breakout. Because if the retest holds and we start seeing rejections here and the market is holding, that would be a good trade, a good directional trade that the market is going to continue bearish. Euro JPY, we finally broke out, which is what I spoke about here, right? But what we want now is the market to pull away and then come back. So I want this. And just like last week, because last week some of these pairs moved sideways, so just like last week, I'm just doing the analysis. Here's the sell, right? So we now have we are below support, but let's see if the market could pull away properly, because sometimes when we're right here, we could see a spike back in. So let's see if the market could fall, correct, and then go bearish. Euro New Zealand dollar, we were talking about the market holding here. It went sideways a lot and then fell. This is where we're at. We're still kind of just right at that area there right now. The market didn't do much, so we're kind of sideways. We're still within this range. If the market is going to fall, I want this, and then I'll take a trade down to this area right here. Euro US dollar, very good. We had the push down from here. This game plan is the same. I want a correction, and then we should be able to continue selling the Euro US dollar. If it continues to fall, we might have to go to a shorter term time frame and see what the market is doing. Pound Aussie, so this one I was expecting some bearish movement, and we basically had the market push back up. Now what is interesting to me, right, and this is Brexit news and all of that that's going to be happening with the pounds, so be very cautious with the pound. But what is interesting, if we look, just like I've been mapping out the trades before, right, this is the break, this is the pullback, and then now we could hold here and fall. So if we reject here, I like a sell up here at these highs if the market gives us that opportunity and then the market falls. If we, however, go back above this area that is resistance, then we should be looking for something like this in order to buy the market. So let's see what the market does over the next couple of hours, and then we'll be able to see. And all of the pound pairs are kind of going to be the same. Again, this is why I wait. You see how my game plan was, wait for the market to break below, come back, and if it held, that's why I wanted to sell, right? Look at what happened. The market broke below. So the breakout traders, they would enter a trade here. But then look at what the market did right away. It came right back in that range because we didn't have the second confirmation. Alright, so all I'm waiting for when I look for these opportunities is the market to break out, come back to retest, hold, and then I'm looking to sell. So this market is right back sideways within this range. Then once we're in the range, we know what we're waiting for. If we're going to go bullish, we need this to happen. If we're going to go bearish, I need this market to break back out and come something like this, and then I'll be able to go bearish on this. What is nice, however, is that the market seems to be making lower highs, even self-west sideways. So if we do hold here, this could be a setup for a nice bearish trade. But because we're in this range, I don't want to take it here. I want to trade this one. Pound CAD, we're right back up at the highs. So last week we had a nice little trade. We had here to here, right? If we took profit, that would have been a nice little opportunity. If we did not, that's fine. The market is right back up to this high right now based on this sideways movement. So let's see what is this market going to do. If we hold here, this is going to be a nice little fall. If more Brexit news and it's positive for the pound, we could push out like this, and then the market could go up. Pound Swiss franc, even with all the news, is still sideways. The game plan is exactly the same. I'm thinking bearish because we haven't corrected for a little while, but I'm thinking we need to get the market to close below, correct, stay below the range, and then fall. Pound JPY, exact same thing. So you see some of these pairs last week didn't do anything, so we're just kind of waiting. Pound New Zealand dollar, alright, sideways. So you could see I was looking for some continuation, but the market kind of just went sideways. You could see we have some highs here from last week. This is a bunch of lows, this is a bunch of lows here. So for me, I don't want to trade this inside here. It's too much that I could just bounce around. So the safer trade for me is a breakout like this if we are going to go bearish. New Zealand CAD, good. We wanted a correction last week. It gave us a shallower correction and then fell. This is back to where we are right now. I'm still expecting this to be bearish, but let's see what the market does. We're right back up here now. Let me do this. Alright, I'm seeing the high. I'm seeing this lower high here, and then we had a push. And is this a lower high? We're not sure as yet, but based on what the market is doing, what I would want to see is a double top here or a lower high, and then I'll be looking to sell if this market is holding here. So if I'm still bear bias, which I am, but based on this push up, I'm going to need a double top and then a sell-off. Right, New Zealand dollar Swiss franc didn't do much, just stayed sideways last week, but this plan works, it's the same. So we need the market to push, pull back, and then we want to sell, because what will happen here last week then formed this here where we see the market is holding that support here. So a break below, correct, and then fall, and we'll be in bearish. New Zealand dollar JPY, same exact thing, we're in sideways still. We're in consolidation, still sideways. New Zealand dollar, US dollar. This is interesting. So the New Zealand dollar, US dollar pushed. We broke below and came right back up. What I am potentially seeing setting up now, this could be a big bear crown, where this market could come all the way back up to 64.26. And the crown formation would be this. Left tip. Center tip. We get a pull back to the right tip, and then the market falls. So then I'm expecting this to go a bit higher first, and around this area here is where I'll be looking for a sell-off, and then looking to sell all the way down, right? But so we did take out this major low, which is good, a good sign for the bears. But if this is considered to be one push down, we should correct and then continue to fall. So let's see what the market does on the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. US dollar JPY, so we were sideways, as you can see here. This is major resistance here. We have broken above that area. Let me get rid of this now. So based on where we're at, I think we have a nice little trading opportunity here to buy this. If we just zoom in, we could see low, higher low. This is the potential new higher low. So from here we could see this go up to make a higher high. So this is a nice little buy. If we buy now, we'd have a risk of about 20 pips or so. If we go after this low, this is about 40. And can we get 120? We might be able to get 1 to 2. We might be able to get 80 up to somewhere here, which is at 109.80. Is there anything else at 109.80? The next level of highs up here, so this makes sense. We might even be able to get the 1 to 3, but let's see what this market is doing now on the US dollar JPY. We do seem to be holding here, so if this candle closes like this, I don't mind a trade like this bullish and let the market go up. US dollar CAD, again, I was expecting bearish on this one. We did not go bearish. Last week we went bullish and we actually took out the high, making a higher high. So based on what we're looking at right now, we now have a low, a higher low. So this can continue to push like this. We might see the market come back here if we do the same thing like the US dollar JPY. So if we fall, find some support and we get a U-turn, I'll be looking for a trade bullish here as this market goes up. US dollar Swiss franc sideways. I was expecting a breakout like this. We did not. The market kind of went up to the next area, as you can see right here, and we pushed down now. So if based on this rejection here, if the bears are in control now, what I need is a correction, lower high. That's where I'll be looking to sell as this market falls. If it does not do this, I'm staying out of this one for this week. The dollar, again, I was expecting a continuation on the dollar. We did not have that. We had the market go up and we broke above this resistance here and we're back at it now. So if the dollar is going to go bullish, I'm giving you the two scenarios on this, it's going to go bullish from somewhere here like this. If not, we're going to push down again, correct, make a lower high, and then fall. So that's what I'm looking to see. We need more info on the dollar to really see what is it going to do right now. Oil, so oil basically has continued. Last week we did say from here a correction and then go up. It corrected, but more in a sideways manner, so we're kind of just sitting around some support right here at the bottom. We do seem to be holding here, so if this candle closes like this, this might not be a bad trading opportunity as well to buy oil. And then we'd be risking 135 pips. We could get more, and that's if you all are trading oil. But if you all are not trading oil, what I use oil for is to trade the Canadian dollar. So when oil strengthens, so does the Canadian dollar. So if we have oil going up, it means the US CAD would fall, the pound CAD will fall, the CAD JPY would go up because we have oil strengthening, because oil and the CAD have that correlation. Alright, so watch to see what oil is doing. If oil continues going up, you can start looking for some sell positions on the US CAD, pound CAD, euro CAD, and look for some buy position on the CAD Swiss franc, CAD JPY. And last but not least, gold. So again, from here we wanted the market to fall. We did have a lovely setup on gold where the market fell. Based on where we're at right now, we should see some type of correction. So what I'll be expecting is a deeper correction, and then the market should continue falling. So last week, if you all sold gold, we had a nice opportunity based on what we were looking for. This week I am expecting the continuation, and gold moves opposite to the dollar. So based on this here, if the dollar does start to play out bullish like we are seeing right now, if the dollar goes bullish, then gold is going to continue to fall. Alright, so that's what I'm looking at this week, guys. Have a great trading week. I will see you all next week.